Now, we're coming to the close here. One last question I would like to ask, if you don't mind, G. One regarding like now that you've developed a relationship, you've worked with the individual, you found them the franchise, they operated the franchise. Fast forward down the road, a few years down the road, and they're ready for an exit. How do you get involved? Do you help them? Do you take that uh, task on similarly to when you help them buy it and walk them through that process? And how do
Yeah,
you
I
do
mean, yeah, I literally just got actually this person had already sold his franchise. I didn't even know he was selling it, and he's like, "I just sold my business. What's next? I want to look for something else." But yeah, the beauty of working together is I don't make the intro and disappear. We work together weekly,
it? Hmm.
helping you with due diligence up until you sign that franchise agreement. But I don't go away. I get calls all the time. Hey, I had this question I want to run by you before I brought it up to the franchisor. Great, let's chat. Or I'm ready to sell. What do I do next? And my advice is always the same. Why do you want to sell? What's going on in your world? And then, contact the franchisor. The franchisor is going to give you kind of those options. What are the costs to sell? It's all detailed in the franchise agreement. Or, you don't have to use the franchisor. You can just hire a broker. Why I tell people not to call brokers first, it's probably the worst thing you can do. Nothing against brokers, is that a lot of brokers have exclusivity agreements. So if you call the broker, sign the agreement, and they go to the franchisor and say, "No, we can sell it for you. We have someone," then the broker is going to want a cut of the sale. So you need to speak with the franchisor to look at the options. There are some brands that have a preferred broker network that they can put you in touch with, and they have the costs all figured out. It may save you a few bucks. But honestly, the best thing to do is if you have neighbors, franchisees around you, the number one way to sell a franchise is through your neighbor. Hey, so and so looking to sell. I have a couple right now selling because a family member got sick. They have to move across the country to take care of them. They're going to move in, and they're just going to the neighbors and saying, "Hey, you can absorb this. We'll stay on board, as much as we can, probably virtually, since we have to take care of our family member. But it'll save you 8 to 10% broker fee." And again, nothing against brokers, and brokers are great. I don't deal a lot with resales unless something comes across the desk. But you
It's
want to know
financially
the
efficient,
options.
basically, you're saying, right? It's financially efficient to go through the franchisee first or
It,
your neighbors. Sell
it's
direct, basically, you're saying.
if you can, and then that'll you'll pay a small transfer fee versus
Yeah.
a percentage, but also you need to know what you think you could get sell your business for. So we had a I'm not going to name names, just we'll keep it general, but we had a window covering business, and I remember saying that person was looking at a resale, and they said, well, historically they go for 3x seller discretionary earnings, what the owner's taking out of the business, net income, everything included. And I said, okay, what
Does it
is
deal with EBITDA, or does it deal with EBITDA or no?
it's a combination. It depends. It's seller discretionary earnings. It's EBITDA. It's a combination. It depends who you're actually working with. So yeah, there's no exact formula. I'll leave it at that. So sometimes they'll do EBITDA 4, seller discretionary times 3. So it really depends on how they're putting that marketing, that package together in order to sell the business. But the equally as important is finding out which calculation to use, but also historically, what has that franchisor, what are those resales have gone for? And we found that historically that one brand was going for 3.5 seller discretionary earnings, or maybe it was EBITDA. So finding out historically what they're selling for, so you have kind of a base. Okay, well, I can get that extra 0.5 multiple. What does that look like? If I'm selling it directly to a franchisee, now I'm not paying the broker. I'm okay doing the 3 times multiple because I'm saving the 8 to 10% on the sale. So they'll walk you through. The franchisor, the brokers are going to have minimums as well. So it's not just a percentage. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
explore that. I work with an individual. His name is David C. Barnett, a great guy. He'll also specialize in saying, well, why do you want to sell it? Well, it's involving too much of my time. Well, if you like the business and it's profitable, maybe working on a plan to, kind of distance yourself for the business. He helped one of the a really good. We became good friends over the years. Friend of mine that bought a restoration business and helped them really back off the business because he was really involved and really empower his staff to the point where he actually kept his job during COVID and kept his benefits and was able to run the business part time. So sometimes it's just a key shift in role, empowering an employee, and now you got this great assets generating income. Why sell it when you could just make a small tweak and maybe pay a coach a few bucks in order to help you convert that?